The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1 in the name of Jono Naylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. What is Treasury's latest forecast for economic growth as set out in the 2016 Budget Economic and Fiscal Update?
Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, Treasury tell us that the outlook for the world economy is somewhat weaker, but New Zealand's economic outlook is positive. They are forecasting real GDP growth of around 2.9% over the coming year, 2.8% on average over the 5 years to June 2020, including another 170,000 new jobs by 2020. Unemployment is expected to drop to 4.6% and the average wage forecast to rise to $63,000 a year. Of course, these forecasts are subject to the usual risks, both in the world economy and the domestic economy, but few developed economies enjoy a positive outlook.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Jono Naylor.
To the Minister, what are the main drivers of the positive outlook for growth?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, looking into the detail of these forecasts, strong population growth is both an indicator of New Zealand's economic performance and a contributor to it. However, Treasury expects migration to fall fairly sharply from currently 71,000 to the long-run average of 12,000 per year. Similarly, the growth forecast remains robust despite rising oil prices and a wind down of investment in Christchurch. This is because consumer spending and exports continue to drive economic growth, plus a large pipeline of construction projects and low interest rates that should continue to stimulate investment.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Jono Naylor.
What other reports has he seen that suggest New Zealand is expected to display strong growth over the next few years?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the OECD released its forecasts, which show a similarly positive outlook for the New Zealand economy. They project 3% growth in 2016 and 2.7% in 2017. NZIER also released their forecasts, which show solid growth, more jobs, higher wages and falling unemployment, broadly in line with Treasury's forecasts.
Order. Supplementary question, Jono Naylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What steps is the government taking to support the growing economy?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, we're always taking steps week by week, but it is important that the government remains following policy that's consistent economic reform to give business confidence to invest and grow. The main vehicle for this is the Business Growth Agenda, which includes new free trade agreements, reducing ACC levies, rolling out ultra-fast broadband, simplifying tax for SMEs, and in Budget 2016, a large forward-looking package, the Innovative New Zealand package, which will support scientists, entrepreneurs and innovators.
Question